Okay, so if you can see that, I've got the hose coming from my HLT. Okay, so the temperature on the HLT is up at 108 degrees. You probably can't see it, but it's at 108 degrees anyway. And so got the hose coming down from there, and it's going into the bottom of the mash tun, running alongside of the diaphragm, and I've got some oats in the bottom there. So very shortly, what I'm going to do is I'll be throwing in my in my fermenting fridge here. I've got my my grains for this oatmeal stout, and so I've been keeping them warm. I bought them yesterday, I think, and so I'll be trying to keep them warm at about 18, 19 degrees. I've got it set at, it's a bit low because I've just opened the door. It's freaking cold here in Christchurch, but so I'm out here and it's quite late. So anyway, I'll get on with it. So what I'm making here is I'm going to attempt to make a mussel stout, and I've got my mussels, and they are in the fridge, so I won't show them at the moment. We'll look at them later. So what I'm going to do is when that because I always boil my strike water before. Whenever I do a brew, I always boil my liquor, my water. So that's just what I do, as you know. So that's at 107 now. So I'll just turn that off, and I'll come back to you very shortly, and I'll be putting the grains in on top here, and then we'll take it from that. Okay, cheers. Okay, so we're underletting now. So that's coming out good. That's beautiful. So that's coming. I'll just give that a bit of a mash in. Don't need to, because with underletting you don't really get sort of dough balls at all. It's just sort of creeps up from the bottom, and in fact I won't. I'll just leave that, and you can see what happens here. So I'm underletting from the bottom. The mash temp is 76. Not the mash temp. The strike water is 76, and it's creeping in there. And I've got this. Put that in there. I've got this stick here, and that tells me how much I've got to go, and I've got about another couple of inches to go on the stick. It's probably steaming up a bit, so I know what I'm doing, believe it or not. Give that a nice stir around, and there's no dough balls. It's just, look at that, it's just mashing in beautifully. It's like porridge in the morning, you know, when it goes right. This is underletting. So as I said before, the pipe from the HLT goes down and goes down underneath and beside the manifold at the bottom, and that's beautiful. That mesh is just really, just about ready. There's probably just about enough. Just check my gauge. Yep, and that's about right. So we're cool. Yep, we're cool. So I'll turn that off. And this is very, very easy. I'm probably making it look harder than it is, but it's very easy. I'll just mesh that in there, and look at that, beautiful. And it smells nice and oaty, and yeah. I will take a pH reading, because so this is going to be the my mussel stout. So it's the same as my oatmeal stout, exactly the same recipe, except that what I'm going to do is going to be adding some mussels into the boil, 300 grams of mussels with the shells into the boil at 20 minutes. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. So I don't know whether I should. We'll see what happens. I'll just see how I feel. I'm just not feeling too bad at the moment, so maybe I could wait 18 minutes and then mash out. Maybe I'll do that. So I've mashed in now, and we'll just see what the temperature is. I'm hoping it's around 66, 67. Let's have a look what we got. In goes the probe. It's the accuracy to the bishop. And the temperature is 67. So it's 68. Give that a bit of a mash round. So that's a very, very good result. Sometimes you just got to wing it, you know, you just got to get a feel for the temperatures and stuff like that. So I always try to go for 66, 67. It's, you know, look at that mash, my God, it's beautiful. And these are really good. You always pays to really spend, you know, a good 10 minutes just working the mash, just getting it really, really, just getting it really, really thoroughly mixed through. And that's the secret to an efficient, one of the secrets to an efficiency with your mash. And you know, spend a bit of time with it, just mucking around, you know, having a beer, smashing it in, spending 5 minutes or 10 minutes just doing this. And I tell you what, it makes a world of difference. If you're having trouble with your efficiencies, spend a bit of time with your mash. So what have we got? We've got, so our mash is 68. 67, 65, 66, so you know, 67 pretty much throughout the whole thing. So so I'm very, very happy with that. That's an awesome result. So actually I might go inside and I'll see how I feel. So I'll just pack this in for 80 minutes. And if I don't want to, if I'm too tired, I'll go to bed. If I want to carry on, I'll carry on. So, cheers. Let's see what happens. Okay, good morning. I've done the ball off and sparging away quite happily. Quite a quick sparge this morning. We won't be mucking about. So yeah, it's just my my simple sparging setup. Let's see, I was a wee bit fast, so just turn them down a wee bit. Yeah, better. So yeah, that's going really, really well. Did the ball off, doing the sparge, quite a quick sparge today, and yeah, soon I put my first wort hops in before. I've sunk to the bottom. Yeah, so I've just got a couple of toasties on inside, so it's freezing frosty out here this morning, but yeah, all good. So cheers. Back shortly. Hot break, just coming to the boil. Going well. So it starts to boil, I'll turn it down a bit. And start the 1 hour boil, and then I'll add the mussels and some terry hops, some yeast nutrient and some Irish moss, and boil it for another 20 minutes and then cool it down. Yeah, so we're on track. Alright, got 20 minutes to go. In goes the copper wort chiller. In goes the hops and stuff. Yeah, and the mussels. They smell good. They smell good. Yeah, they don't smell so that's good. They've been just picked them up fresh the other day, so they're going in at 20 minutes. Doing this one-handed. There we go. Woohoo! Down to the bottom they go. So now what I'll do is bring it back to the boil for another 20 minutes, and then we'll flame out and cool down. So cheers. Okay, so I've cooled the wort down, and I'm just transferring it with the auto siphon into the bucket. Brewery's a mess as per normal after every brew day. I'll clean it, come out here in a couple of days when I've recovered from the day, and I will clean up and sweep up and carry on. So what I've got here is 1052. 1052 is what we got. Had a wee sample of the wort, but couldn't really detect too much in the way of mussels. But anyway, we'll see what happens, and maybe I need to add some more. We'll just see. So it's a work in progress. Okay, so cheers. Okay, so the pH after the boil is down to 5.2, which is good. And so yesterday the pH in mash was 5.5, and the beer before the stout that I'm drinking at the moment, like normal, I dropped my pH of my sparge water down to about 6 or just under 6. Well, with this recipe of the oatmeal stout, what happens is there's that many dark malts in there that is really acidic. So purposely today I didn't do anything with my sparge water, and my sparge water would have been about, let's say ballpark, about 7. I didn't measure it, but it would be about 7 after being boiled and carrying on. So I didn't do anything to it, so I've ended up with a really good pH. So it's just still draining off into the fermenting bucket. Another thing too is I think the stout that I'm drinking at the moment has such a low pH. Geez, I tell you what, talk about heartburn in the middle of the night after a few stouts. So hopefully this will help. Yeah, cheers. Alright, there it is. Just under 21 litres, I think that is. Sorry, just under 22 litres, so 21.5 litres of Mussel Stout. I just pitched in my yeast. Didn't do a starter today, or yesterday. Just pitched in that rinse slurry that you saw me do a video of the other day. So that'll go in, that'll kick off fine. So she's done and dusted. Let's have a look what happened to those mussels. Here they are here. This one here, I had a bite into this one. It's just too bitter, obviously from the hops. But well cooked. And no, it didn't taste bad, it just tasted bitter with hops. So, you know, we'll see what happens with this. It'll be interesting to see what it tastes like. I have a feeling that I may not have used enough mussels, but we will see. I've enjoyed doing something a bit different. So yeah, well, sign off now. I'm going to go inside and probably have a beer and watch a movie, have something hot to eat because it's been a really cold day. But anyway, successful brew day. So that's it from me. You take care. Cheers.